Now, the next part of the show is the featured poets, and I'm one of them. I'm Patric Cunnane. You may have seen me before, but just in case you're not sure, I'm going to hint you from here. Hello! And I'm going to, in the first half, read from my latest collection, The Ghost of Franz Kafka. But I've also got copies of my last collection, Looking for Eden, there. So what I'm doing this afternoon is a kind of a two for Kafka is £8. Looking for Eden is £6, but if you buy both, it's a tenner. So I want to shift some stock if I can. Okay, this first poem is called Keys, and when refugees leave their homes, even if the home has been bombed and they can't ever come back really, it's quite normal that they do take their keys. I closed the front door, never knowing if I'd walk through again. I took a rucksack, phone, house keys, the one part of home that's portable. I hang them in my new room, under a picture of the city we fled. I turn them in an imaginary lock, picture the door swinging open, my wife smiling, my children playing, voices trickling in from the garden. Life goes on, we are safe for now. When someone shouts, "Go home, go home," I pretend I can't understand. At least their words aren't bombs, they're insults backed up by guns. And this is a poem about something my parents used to like to do together. My father was an electrician. Time and the Man. My mother bought broken clocks at jumble sales. My father mended them, spent hours fiddling with the mechanisms, uncoiling the stuck springs. With his sharp electrician's eye and nimble fingers used to separating wires, he pried apart the innards until discovering the secret hurt at the heart of time. Hours later at tea time, we tiptoed in, found him trance-like, hand-cupped to the mechanism, released from its cage of inactivity, tick-tocking rhythmically, majestically, setting time going as shadows crossed the room, and we longed for our Saturday sausages and the coming of the moon. You're probably wondering why there's a framed picture here. This is a painting by a Belgian artist called Constantin Meunier, and it's called Mine Worker. It's a 19th century artist who specialised in painting and sculpting workers at work. And obviously at that time it was quite common for women to work down the pits in Belgium. So this is Mine Worker. Her beauty shines amongst the smoked out terraces, clear eyes, scraped hair, scarf tied above her ears, a kiss curled softening brow, eyebrows arched with dust. She works in darkness but lives in light, a profile suggesting the woman that might be. No privilege, just the hope of not going hungry, of not being under a collapsing roof, a falling beam. The artist grants her the dignity and strength of one who sees some higher purpose for her class, when labour will have value, fly its flag from a steadier mast. Till then, this girl stays rooted to her landscape, shouting across valleys to the seats of power, fiery reds and muddy blues denoting something yielding, not locked in time. I once had the privilege of sharing a bill with the great Irish-American poet Michael Donoghue, who unfortunately has died very prematurely. And Donoghue, apart from being a very fine poet, was also a great fiddler, so after 2 or 3 poems he'd strike up a tune, and off we went. So this is Donoghue. I read first, Donoghue followed, recited beautiful verse, struck up tunes on his fiddle, dark hair speaking to his roots, a green Yankee in London. Afterwards Guinness flowed. Donoghue full of charm, one of us, the table awash with comfortable words. We hope to meet again, poet to poet, becoming friends. Now Donoghue's gone, taken too soon, the link between tradition and Ireland's young. I peruse his collected, elegantly bound, but would rather Donna he hear, opening his fiddle case, moistening the bow, and lifting a pint in no hurry to go. Most years I go to Lesbos for a visit. Lesbos is the Greek island where, of course, lyric poetry was invented by Sappho. So here's 3 short poems from Lesbos. And this one's called Turkish Breakfast. Morning is a bit of a Turkish breakfast. Cloudy, rain on the wind, shape-shifting. Your panties lie on the floor, your bra on a chair. I make tea, watch the miracle of you sleeping. And where we stay in Lesbos, the woman who owns our apartment, Maria, comes in every day or so with fresh fruit from her garden and cakes that she's baked. So this is called Melon. Maria leaves a melon in our room, a present from her garden. It sits by the window, softly yellow in afternoon light. Over many breakfasts we honour its flesh with yogurt till all is gone, leaving a melon-shaped hole in our fridge. O proud melon of Lesbos, we salute you. And finally, from this little selection, this is Birthday Mytilene. Mytilene is the capital of Lesbos, but it's also the old name of the island itself, which dates back to Roman times. On your birthday, we drank tea in the harbour cafe, watched fishing boats glide to sea, the church's onion dome pinking in sunlight, a bird flying carelessly across the sky. Into our tea, we dunked biscuits shaped like teaspoons. Sorry there wasn't any ouzo drinking in those poems. That happens later in the day. Earlier this month I did a poetry reading in Paris at a club called Le Chat Noir, the Black Cat. And while we were there, we visited Shakespeare & Co., the bookshop, which Sylvia Beach, of course, started back in the 1920s. And she was, of course, the first person to publish Ulysses. And then the story continues that copies were exported to Britain, and I live in Folkestone, and 500 copies were seized by customs at Folkestone in 1923. So this is Ulysses in Folkestone. Ulysses came to Folkestone in 1923, 500 copies arriving at customs, 499 seized for obscenity. What happened to number 500? Does it lurk somewhere in the old town, buried in a bookshop, passed on through generations, revered as a Bible with its knickers down, corners turned for the dirty bits, long superseded by everyday porn? Imagine that curious customs officer passing copy 500 amongst his friends, wondering about Dublin, whether all its girls were as generous as Molly Bloom. This is my last poem in this section, and it's the title poem of The Ghost of Franz Kafka. So imagine you're in Prague in midwinter, and wherever you go, in the streets and the hotel rooms and the bars, Kafka is somehow there. The Ghost of Franz Kafka. The ghost of Kafka enters the room where the poet and his wife are sleeping. He casts a spell and they're forever changed, married in their dreams on the river Vltava. The boat stops under the Charles Bridge. A flame-haired woman recites vows. She calls on the gods to bless this union, cast white lilies on the water. Kafka peers at things in the bathroom. He fingers clothes in the closet, envies the ethnic green shirt, muses how the purple Chinese dress would look good on any woman. He plays with the radio dial. The sleepers hear Mozart in their dreams. Over the many-crowned Radkani, clouds dispense a chilly bohemian rain. The writer sneaks down Golden Lane, plants spells on doors, plots a formula for turning metal into gold. The sleeping couple stir. Kafka gazes out the window. anticipating tonight's fireworks, shower bursting over the forest. The writer examines his reflection, lean, angular, monochrome. The sleeping couple in the lower half of the frame. A cock crows, a pale sun rises in the east. Kafka pads to the door, joins the maids and early risers in the corridor. Across the city, hangovers alert their owners to the painful cost of letting go. Kafka slips away, nothing here to see or know. Ooh.